So I've been talking to tax and accounting professionals for over 20 years. And it's the mindset of the lawyers and advising firms and things like that. You have to do billable hours, right? You're counting like either 15-minute increments or 30-minute increments. And you're trying to change that mentality. But that was ingrained in people for tens of 20s of years. And so I love to hear like your take and why you're trying to get people to switch and think about things differently.
So it makes sense that a lot of us think this way. Most of us came up through the ranks as employees and we got paid for time. We either got paid by the hour or we got paid salary per year. It's all a function of time. So it makes sense that we have this way of thinking. Problem is that when we own our own businesses and we try and run our businesses profitably off of that mentality, it doesn't work because it's wrong. It's incorrect. Revenue does not come from labor or effort. Your clients don't really care how hard you worked on a certain thing. They just want the outcome. So we need to change as business owners how we think about the generation of revenue and shift our thinking to where revenue actually comes from, which is value created for clients. And that takes a hot minute because, like you say, for decades, we learned effectively the wrong way. So once we learn how to create revenue from value, suddenly it gets so much easier to create revenue because we're focused on value creation for clients. It all lines up. The revenue comes much more easily. And the way that I help my clients learn this as quickly as possible is to help them think about the things that they spend money on. So they might spend money on concert tickets, football games, airplane tickets, kids camps, whatever it is. And in those purchases, nowhere do they look and say, how long did it take for a person to actually create that? They don't care. So in helping the CPA look at their own business as a buyer, it can really help them see my client is in fact not buying my time, they're buying the outcome, and the outcome that they're looking for usually is access to me. They want guidance, they want clarity, they want to be able to make better decisions so that they can save more money, be more profitable, and so on. And once we help the CPA, the tax pro, come around to seeing their business through the eyes of the buyer, that makes everything come around a lot more easily. It makes pricing a lot easier. And then they find ways to create revenue that don't necessarily require a commensurate amount of work. And then we start really pushing profit.